What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Second Street. I hope you're all having a very good day today. It is New Comic Book Wednesday, and today we've got some new comic books that I'm going to go over and review, as well as show you my new comic book day pull list. And there are plenty of great titles out there to go out there and check out today. Like Department of Truth. How great is this book? Is it great? Is it not? I don't know. We're going to get into it. We've also got some new series. We've got amazing fantasy, but we've also got the last book you'll ever read just hit shelves today, written by Colin Bunn on Vault Comics. You guys know how much I love Vault Comics and what they're doing over there. Got the conclusion of a couple of series as well, and we will go ahead and get into those. Now, before I get into that, please make sure that you subscribe, click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. It's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings, least of all me of all people. So, and please let me know down in the comments below what's on your comic book pull list, and what of these comic books would you like to see me go a little more in depth on future videos. I'm telling you, I want to know what books you want me to, you got to tell me. You got to tell me. You have to tell me down there in the comments. If you're watching this afterward, this applies to you too, down in the comments below. But thank you all so much for being here today. I see we've got some great people in the chat already, like my man Reefer Man Reviews. Wayne, how are you doing, my brother? And Mike the Kang Porter, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here today. Now, okay. Now we gotta worry about the airline. What I miss? What are we talking about? What? Okay, folks. So also, one of the things when you are here on the channel, you acquire this thing called Myrtle Bit, right? And what Myrtle Bit is going to help you purchase these tickets that get you entered into some of the giveaways that we do here on the channel. Now, some of the things that we're giving away is we've got this. Almost dropped those. We've got this trade paperback of Dead End Kids, signed by Frank Gogol, the writer himself. We've also got Power Rangers Unlimited, written by Frank Gogol as well. That's also signed by that writer as well. And we've even got Canto 3, Lionhearted, signed by the writer David Imbuer himself as well. And then we've also got another copy of Two Stories, written by Zarek Award-winning cartoonist Joshua Kemble. All some very, very good books. Otherwise, I wouldn't be giving them away. Or would I? I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know if you've read any of those books before. Well, except for the Power Rangers. I think I've read all those, and I think they're some pretty good reads. But starting right off, let's get right into the comic book pull list. My bad. Let me show. You know what happened is before I started the show, I suppose there was a little bit longer of a, or what some people say shorter, of an intro. I was sitting here using my stream, the Streamlabs Stream Deck thing on the app, man. It works at times and then it don't. Like I was literally just used it right before I started the stream to switch the scene to the intro, and then the stream started and it just stopped working. Hey, technology. That's all you can say. Technology. But let's go ahead and get right into this. First thing that we have got right here is Amazing Fantasy, issue number 1 by from Marvel Comics. Now, I didn't get a chance to read this book, but I did pick this one up, and I suggest you do too, because look at this cover right here. This cover right here, you might be distracted by the covers behind you, but it's okay. This cover right here is by Kari Andrews, pretty good artist and writer as well. I know he recently did Erratic over on AWA Upshot, and I've seen that he got this book here, Amazing Fantasy, this not new series, but I guess the start of a new series, a new number 1. How about that? On Marvel Comics, Amazing Fantasy. Kari Andrews coming in doing that. I'm not sure how long this is supposed to be. I can't remember if it's supposed to be 5 issues, 6 issues, or if it's going to be ongoing. But I did think that that was a pretty nice cover there as well. So went ahead and picked that up, and looking forward to reading that one. It's just one of the ones I haven't got to read yet. Also, we've got Black Widow issue number 9 hit shelves today, as well. This is the Adam Hughes cover that I've got there. I haven't got a chance to read this one either. I am actually a couple of issues behind there. A couple of issues behind on Black Widow. Been getting it. Sometimes it's kind of fun to like some books you don't have to read every week, you know, like maybe just let them pile up and, you know, then read all, you know, like a whole like little volume at once, you know, like one of the trade, you know, like 5 issues at once. And, you know, many people might, you know, some people might say, hey, why don't you just wait for the trade paperback, save yourself a couple bucks. But then you don't get all those, you know, all the little covers and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. I like singles, but I also like trades. Also love those omnibuses, right? Right? I know. Also picked up the Unethical Spider-Vark. This one right here, they do on Aardvark Vanheim. They do a lot of these kind of puns on other books and everything. Recently, they did one not too long ago of Batcock. It was pretty funny. I didn't get a chance to read it either or anything, but you know, just the fact that they did it, it's like it's funny. Also got a couple here from Antarctic Press that I didn't get a chance to read yet. Out of Body Experience. Now, I didn't get a chance to read this one because this is number 2 of 4, and number 1 never came in. Number 1 never came in. So yeah, I'm a little behind there. And then also this one right here, and I believe this one actually was delayed as well. This is Patriotica United on Antarctic Press as well, and I'm pretty sure this came out a while back. I think they're just delayed in getting ordered and getting to us at the shop, so they can get them in my hands. But I don't know. That's just, you know, something that happens with the distribution, I guess we'll say. But starting out right off with some of the comic books that we've got to review today, we've got Phantom on the Scan, issue number 4. This series has been very good. Cullen Bunn has really been pumping out a lot of horror titles lately. Very good stuff. Phantom on the Scan here on Aftershock Comics is no different. It's got art by Mark Torres in here as well. Show you some of these names. Cullen Bunn, Mark Torres, artist. Dave Sharp is the letterer, as you can see. Now, what's kind of going on is you've got these group of people who are kind of coming together because they've got these powers, right? They got these powers, and they don't know where they got them. Some of them have different powers. One of them's got like psychic powers. The other one's just different things going on. But what happens is they were kind of genetically made by this company somehow, and and that's what they're trying to figure out. Well, in the meantime, they've got like these parasites that take over their bodies and become all like crazy. Like it's crazy, like Scanners style. I don't even know. Like it's just like great crazy monster body horror stuff going on in this book. And you see Mark Torres' art here as well. Now it's, I don't know. There's a thing with the horror books, like. It seems like with a horror, it seems this way in movies too. You can get away with so much art-wise and almost even story-wise, but these stories are very good, and they kind of leave you hanging, trying to figure out what's going on here. And Cullen Bunn here doing a great job in Phantom on the Scan, issue number 4. Series I've really enjoyed so far on, you guys know, a publisher that I really do like as well. And yes, I guess you could say I am employed by them as well, but I was reading plenty of their books and all of that stuff before, you know, and liking them before we ever got here. All right, before we ever got here. But Phantom on the Scan, another good one. The next one we've got here, this is another one of the series that is finishing up. Now, Phantom on the Scan, like I said, I would definitely recommend it. This one's Shadow Doctor, written by Peter Calloway. It's got art by Georges Genty. Colored by Wancho, and its letter and logo design is by Charles Pritchett. Now, this one is about the writer Peter Calloway, his grandfather, who was this doctor, a black man who just graduated college and everything, had his doctorate. He went out to get a job. He couldn't get a job anywhere because no one was going to hire a black man in like in the Chicago area during this time, and he couldn't even get a loan to go out there and start his own practice because, again, kind of the same thing, right? So he was looking for a way to open his own practice, and he ended up getting some help from somebody that he had grown up with, somebody he knew in the past, which ends up being Al Capone. So he ends up, Al Capone kind of gives him some money and a business, a place to do business, to have his practice there in Chicago in the 1930s. And you see him kind of opening up, and he's looking for patients. Nobody really wants to wants to go to him, not even the people in the neighborhood. So like he had to go out and find people in the neighborhood and start helping people. But even as he was helping people in the neighborhood, people were still like, you know what? Yeah, no, F you, dude. Like they just were not down with it and weren't having it. But then what happens was, who became his best client was Al Capone. Kept bringing to him all his different men that were getting shot and everything out on the streets, all the different gangsters and everything. And then you see through the course, you also see there's obviously opposition here when you're getting into the gangs and everything. And one of these people reached out to this doctor as well. And was like, hey, I want you to like sabotage what you're doing here. Like, don't make these men heal so quick. Maybe they get bad medicine. And you know, kind of wants to do a setup, and the guy's telling him like, I can't do that. And you don't really see him agree to anything or anything like that. But he knows that his life is basically in the balance here. Him and his just him and his loved ones all hangs in the order here, because if he starts to do a bad job, obviously his buddy Al Capone is going to have something to say about it. But after an encounter one night with Al Capone, things kind of change a little bit. Altogether, I got to say, I've really enjoyed this story so far. I guess altogether, because this is the last issue in this series. Pretty good story. Some interesting stuff going on throughout learning this. It's kind of a... I would say it's more of a, you know, I wouldn't say it's maybe 100% real. They probably, you know, I don't know how real it is, but it is based on the writer's grandfather here, and I gotta say, I think it's a pretty good read. This is the last issue in this series, and should be available on trade paperback very soon, within the next handful of months. This one will be coming out. But Shadow Doctor, if it sounds like something you're into, definitely worth a read and something worth checking out. I've enjoyed the series overall. I've enjoyed the series. Let's see, another one we got here. The Resistance Uprising, written by J. Michael Straczynski. It's got art by C.P. Smith. Lee Lowridge is the colorist, and I believe Sal Cipriano is the letterer on here as well. Now, this series, again, is one of the first series that started off the whole AWA Upshot universe. And it's kind of like, it's almost like the Inhumans kind of, and kind of like X-Men kind of world, where like this pandemic had happened throughout the world. A whole lot of people got sick. A whole lot of people died. And some of them people I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it sounds a little on the nose, right? But some of these people ended up getting superpowers. And that's kind of what you're dealing with as the different governments try to deal with what's happened to these people and the people with superpowers. Everybody's trying to figure out what they're doing. And you can see kind of what's been going on with the government and how they are intervening with these reborns, is what they're calling them, the people who ended up getting powers, reborns. And how they're dealing with them, regulating them, and things like that. Altogether, I've got to say, The Resistance has been a great series. Definitely one worth checking out. Again, it's written by J. Michael Straczynski. I can tell you, I haven't read a whole lot of his work, but I would say there's probably a whole lot of people out there who will put up some arguments to tell you that he's a pretty damn good writer. And in this series, I think he's been doing a very good job as well. The next one, definitely a recommend. The next one here is another recommend, written by Brian Edward Hill. Priscilla Patraites on colors, and Mark Lesko on art. Mark Lesko on colors. This series has actually been optioned by Warner Brothers to be turned into a movie. It kind of reminds me of that movie The Wraith with Charlie Sheen back in the day. Remember, like Charlie Sheen, he had died, and he kind of lived on in the spirit of this car. He came back and was like helping his brother racing and everything, and like they went out and like he was like getting vengeance on the people that killed him. Like, it's somewhat like that, but not quite like that. It's a little bit different plot where this girl is actually stuck in this car. She becomes a piece of this car, the technology, almost like Knight Rider, almost like Kit, kind of, you know. And she ends up, this car ends up intervening in this this kind of loser in his life, because he ends up kind of fixing the car and kind of bringing it back to life, a reboot, if you will. No, not that kind of reboot. Not that kind of reboot. Sorry, no, not Motu. No. Not that kind of reboot. Like if you had to reboot your computer or something. Anyway, this car kind of comes to life, is kind of helping him with some problems that he's having, money problems, and his son, because his son's in the hospital with a debilitating sickness, and they need money to pay the hospital. I mean, hospital bills cost a lot, and he don't have medical insurance or anything. And I can't remember the situation with his ex-wife, girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? But altogether, it's been a pretty good series. This is the end of this first story arc here in issue number 5. So it will be available on trade paperback very soon. If you didn't get the single issues, which your local comic book shop should have all of these on their shelf. They should. If not, the trade paperback will be available very soon. Now, the cool thing about the trade paperbacks over at AWA Upshot is that they put them out. It's going to be 5 issues, and they're only $9.99. And that's pretty good if you ask me. But definitely recommend both of these. Recommends, I would say, altogether. Chariot and the Resistance. Now, we've got to move into Boom Studios, guys. Boom Studios, over the past couple of years, in case you guys haven't been paying attention, man, they've really been making some noise in the indie comic book industry. They've been putting out some great titles and great quality books. The covers that they put out, the paper quality and everything is very good. I definitely enjoy these books. And this one is Berserker, issue number 4, written by Matt Kent and Keanu Reeves. Or Keanu Reeves and Matt Kent, with art by Ron Garney, colors by Bill Crabtree, and lettered by Clem Robbins. This series is kind of like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this series is about Keanu Reeves auditioning to be Wolverine in the MCU. What we find out here is Keanu Reeves is kind of the image they use for this character, if you will. And he was basically born along like years and years ago, and kind of out of seems like it was kind of out of miraculous conception, and he grows like as a baby and grows really fast and is just like this beast, almost like Wolverine. He gets all jacked up and heals, and pretty much indestructible, and he's almost like Conan, but kind of like Wolverine. Like if you took Conan and Wolverine and mixed them, kind of like that. Like that's kind of what it reminds me of. But you can see that he's used as ends up being used as a weapon by his father, by his village, by his people, in defending their village from outside threats. And pretty much what you see is he ends up being used as a weapon, not like, and he's kind of realizing it as he's growing up, that he is being used more so by his father as this weapon, and his father doesn't really love him, as opposed to loving the weapon that he is, and how they are basically able to dominate and conquer other tribes and stuff like that out there by being used. And you also see that same parallel in what's going on in his current life, in his current life from this company here, who has been kind of helping him dig through his memories and everything. Let's see if we can get to, I mean, look at this art by Ron Garney. Now, I gotta say about the art, like some of it's like, it's like almost like not the best art, but it's so great and it still gets the job done. And here you can see a little bit more, kind of some more of the modern day stuff, some flashback stuff in here as well. Like I said, altogether, this series has been really, really good. I have really enjoyed it so far. Now, this might be the last of the actual physical copies that I'm going to pick up from the local comic book shop. This first arc, this is the first 4 issues, because I actually backed the Kickstarter on this one, and they send every month. They send out the digital copies of these, so I can read these on digital anyway. And I'm gonna be getting the trade paperbacks that I paid for as well at a future date. So I'm gonna have those. And like these books right here, I mean, unless you're getting some of the rare variants, they're printing so much of these things. Like I can't say that the value is really going to go up on these, so it's really not worth it for me to keep pulling this series and getting this if I'm going to have the trades later, and they're sending me out the digital copies anyway. It's kind of pointless for me to keep buying these, but I did buy them. I did buy these first 4, and that's what I said initially that I was going to do anyway. Altogether, I've got to say, man, the Berserker has been a very good series, definitely one worth checking out. And let me know, are you one of the fools like me who backed the Kickstarter? Did you help fund this book? Anyway, make sure you go check out Area 51, the Helix Project. It just launched issue number 3 just recently here the past few days. That's the books you can see there in the background. The Myrtle Maniacs, the immortal Myrtle Maniacs, actually helped fund the first couple of campaigns. Now, also next on Boom Studios, Something is Killing the Children, issue number 18, written by James Tynion IV. It's got art by Werther Deladera and colors by Miguel Muerto. Very, very good stuff in here. And who does the letters in this one? I can't remember who does the letters in this series. Why did I forget the letterer? Why did I forget the letterer? And World Design is the letterer here. Now, this series, this new arc, issue number 18, as you can see there, me and my monster, part 3. This is a new arc. This is like the 3rd arc here, if you will. 3rd? Maybe, I don't know. Part of, I don't know. Anyway, point being is this series has been very good. Might be 4, no, 1, 2, 3. I guess that would probably be 4. Arc number 4 has been very good. It's definitely a change of pace from what the first 15 issues were. Here we're learning a little bit more about the House of Slaughter and how Erica Slaughter came to be in the House of Slaughter and what brought her here. We're getting more of that background story. Now, one of my biggest criticisms of this series altogether has been like, those first 15 issues, I'm like, this needs to move on. Something is killing the children. Something is killing my pocketbook. You got this story that's going on for so long, and it doesn't need to. Like, this should be heard along. Like, if these people are so good at what they do, why did it take 15 issues to kill these monsters? Like, all this stuff that happened in first 15 issues should have been like in 10, maybe less, maybe less. But point being, this 4th arc has been a very welcome change of pace, getting out of Harper's Archer's Peak, and getting into the House of Slaughter and getting some of that history. I've got to say, like, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know how much longer I want to keep pulling these singles. Maybe I'll just start trade waiting. But then, which is pretty ridiculous, because is this becoming a series yet or anything? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this is becoming a series. So I don't know. It might be time to. Pretty soon, it might be time to offload these ones. I don't know. Been there since the start. Well, except for ended up getting like I think I got like a 3rd or 4th printing of issue number 1. But I did read it at the time. The only reason I didn't buy it at that time was because it was really high in price, and the LCS was had sold out of them. But they were like when it came out. So yeah, it was a pretty big book. But I've really been enjoying this. The art in this series, you can see some of that art in here as well. I mean, it's been the same team here throughout this whole series. Doing this. And here, let's see if we can. Yeah, there you go. So this is kind of the art you're getting throughout the whole series. Definitely a recommend, man. The writing has been good. A lot of these books, and I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but a lot of these books, you can't find the single floppy issues out there at a lot of the local comic book shops. because they've really been selling, doing that well as far as I know. Like a lot of the ones I go to, like some more of the recent issues you can still find, but more of the older ones, good luck. Maybe there's online retailers that have them. I honestly don't know, but it's been very good. You can definitely pick up the trade paperbacks of this series. And it's ridiculous. Some of the trade paperbacks, like the first printings and stuff, are going up too. Dude, I won't confess to about what's going on here, but this series has been very good. Soon to be, I'm sure soon to be a TV series. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's been optioned and everything. Going to be coming out. Definitely a recommend. And like I said, issue number 18, very, very good. Really enjoyed this series overall, man. And believe me when I say, you know, about 6 or 7 issues ago, you wouldn't have heard me praising this series so much. I would have been told you the same thing I told you earlier. Something is killing my pocketbook. And, you know, it's been good. The other, oh, I forgot to show you guys. This one right here. This was one that came out, I believe, a couple weeks ago. But this Elias Chaotsoutis cover of Red Sonja, the Invincible Red Sonja, I had to pick this up, man. Such a beautiful cover, man. Elias Chaotsoutis, definitely a great artist that has been coming up in the doing some covers in the industry, man. I know he's been doing some like on the. I know he did some on the Sumerian. He's doing some here with Dynamite lately. Very, very good stuff. Absolutely. Now, this other one right here, this Steve Aylett Hyper Thick. This is on Floating World Comics. I ended up picking this up just because Floating World Comics put out a series recently called Night Hunters that I thought was a very, very good. And they've got a good quality book here. Like the covers are nice and thick, and the paper quality is good. Now the paper quality, what they're doing though, is that they're using like old school newsprint. And you can see they're still doing like the colors and everything in here, how they're kind of going with that old school look, that old school feel. And I gotta tell you, man, I dig it. I dig it. And so a lot of their books, like when I've been seeing them solicit books, I've been picking them up to see how they are. This is really only the second series I've checked out by them. But I gotta say, it's great getting in here. It's kind of got this old school feel to it, this old school comic book feel to it. Now, this book right here in particular, I believe this is going to be a 3-issue miniseries. This book is nothing but madness. It's nothing but madness. Like, I'm sitting there reading these stories, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I have no clue what's going on. Absolutely no clue. Absolutely no clue. And I think that's kind of the point. But it's silly and it's funny. I was sitting there reading it, I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, what? What? You see this guy having this conversation with this one guy, and he's like, and the guy's like, my name's not Todd. And he's like, yeah, whatever, whatever. He goes, and the guy continues, and like, it's weird, bro. It's really weird, but it's been great. Now, another great series been going on here for a while now. We're on issue number 11, Department of Truth. Man, you know, this is, again, another one, like, kind of like Something is Killing the Children, where I'm like, yeah, like, it's just keeping me stringing along. Can we get to a little bit more of the, like, some of the good stuff? Because they had a couple of issues in there. I know I'm not going to go on about them forever, but they had a couple of issues during the second arc. I think it was issue 6 and 7 or something like that. They were kind of in between issues, kind of giving some history of the Department of Truth and some of that gobbledygook. And when this, like, what we're getting get throughout the series is kind of what we want. Now, this book is really kind of all about cancel culture and confirmation bias by way of this place called the Department of Truth, who kind of help things become true through confirmation bias. When they they'll help plant seeds in something that has happened or things that people imagine that turn into these big old conspiracy theories, and they kind of regulate what things become known and not known to drive people crazy, to sort of form new realities, to actually make things come true. It's been a very interesting series, but ultimately it is all about cancel culture and confirmation bias. Cancel culture, because they are the ones, like, who's the ones that decide what gets to become true and what doesn't, right? They get to cancel what they don't want, what they don't like, what they don't want people to know. They can change what people know. Now, one of the things I don't like about this book is this right here. All right, guys, we're getting ready to curse a little bit. We're getting ready to curse a little bit. You may have seen me curse about this on Twitter, but what the fuck is this, man? Look at this shit. Look. 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 Okay, that's 2. Let alone all you get in here. Okay, so far we're at 2. I'm telling you, the art in this series is pretty good. 2, okay, 3. Yeah, right. Right. 4, 5, 6. Whew, man. Where we at? 7. 8 pages of scribbled ass bullshit diary bullshit. I'm trying to read a comic book. Not a fucking diary. Not somebody's memoirs. I don't care about that. I want the pretty pictures that go along with my words. And I'm only bitching about this because I see so many fucking books that do this bullshit. Where they put the fucking script in there and all this bullshit. Like, I'm not trying to read a fucking novel, man. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. It's a comic book. It's a visual medium. And I'm gonna tell you, I will give them a defense in this too, because what they are doing here with these is they are giving some visuals with it as well. You can see through a lot of the scribbles that they've kind of been doing in this book really do pertain to kind of the craziness that is going on. So, I mean, it helps it, and I'm not saying that they can't do it, but like 8 fucking pages, man. 8 fucking pages. Exactly. Exactly. Especially when you're getting so much good stuff in this book. You know what I mean? It's not that hard. But you know the thing is, I know they're fucking trolling me because they're like, you know what, Trinity? Here, stick it in your mouth and take it. You know you like it, you son of a bitch. Yeah. Shit. But guys, as much as I'm gonna bitch about that, definitely a recommend, man. Read this series. You're definitely gonna have to read some of that shit. You don't have to read it. You don't have to read all that stuff because I sat there and read. I'm like, I guess you don't have to, but you kind of see some of like the craziness that this guy was going through because he was him and his wife were together, and he was talking about he had witnessed basically a Bigfoot, a Yeti, and how he was going into the woods and hunting, and she went with him out in the woods to kind of help him find him, hunt him down. And she thought it was fun because they never had to kill any animals or anything like that, any innocent animals, trying to hunt down this Yeti, because he wasn't worried about the other animals. He was worried about hunting down this Bigfoot, this Yeti. And she kind of went along with it for a while. Then they eventually had kids, and she's like it's time to drop this. It's just like, no. And she kind of eventually just like, it was crazy. Like, she kind of bought stuff to help him, to help support his hobby. And that's kind of where it is. And it's something like he went obsessed with it enough that she eventually just kind of like, you know what, like I can't take this no more. Very good book. I'm telling you, what you get in this book though is worth it. All that cursing and everything you put up with just a minute ago is for me to say that no matter what, still a pretty good book. Still a pretty good book. Still a pretty good book. Okay, now, before I get into these last couple, I'm going to see what's up in the chat, see who all we've got here. I know we've got some great people. I see we've got my man, Kendall Davis, has rejoined. Oh, you rejoined with your other account. I see. I got you. Kendall, my man, thank you so much for supporting the channel, becoming one of the immortal Myrtle Maniacs. Kind of renewing, but I get you, man. All good. I know you had problems with the other, weren't you having problems with your other account or something too when you're subscribing to the channels and all that stuff too? Crazy, man. Craziness. But that's YouTube for you. Star Wars MCU OG. One of our newest immortal Myrtle Maniacs. Thank you so much for being here. Star Wars MCU OG ended up, I believe, became a channel member on Sunday. Sunday. Guys, make sure while you're here, make sure you check your Myrtle bit. Check your Myrtle bit down in the, check your Myrtle bit, man. Right there. Exclamation Myrtle bit. Enter into the chat. Check and see how much you got. Check and see how much you got. Let's see what everybody's saying. What's a big airline? In Loki, what did they call multiple Lokis? Or they say that out there now in the virus. What happened? Multiple Lokis? Oh. Oh, yeah. I get you. Yeah. Don't have to worry about airline. Right, there you go. That's funny. Happy Readless Wednesday, says Wayne. Oh, no! Yeah, Shadow Doctor, it's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good read. Wookiee Lives Matter, how are you doing? What is that? Right. He said, what does that even mean? That's funny. Going camping this weekend, so I'm grabbing my books next week. Maybe grabbing Cherry and a few others to read in the woods. Yeah, there you go. When it's turning, going to realize TGIS channel needs to go full Myrtle. Yeah, I know, but like, dude, Myrtle can't stay out of trouble. He can't stay out of jail, bro. He's in and out. Like, just send the motherfucker to prison already. But no, we don't need to support. We don't need our tax dollars don't need to support this dude. He need, like, that's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah. Oh, I'm still hella mega'd out. Hello, Megad? What? Something's killing children. I do need to pick up my books before. Yeah. Something's killing the children, man. It's great. I just pulled out my jar of aging roaches. Oh, man. Ooh. But hey, man, you do what you got to do. Read the Archie horror books. Oh, okay. Nice. Digital copies don't smell the same. No, they don't. But maybe you should get some of that. You could get some of that aerosol. Just create one that has that smell, right? It has that smell. I mean, look. If Gwyneth Paltrow can come up with candles that smell like her, you know what I'm saying. Jason from Polyhedral Paradise. What is up, my man? Watching and working. Nice. Jughead was great fun. All right. No weed Wednesday. That's funny. All right. Mike King. Oh, he's spamming in chat. Variant Alloys, how are you doing? Sounds like Department of Truth is either CIA or FBI. Yeah. I mean, they're the Department of Truth. Yeah. Let's see. Oh man, Dr. Evil right now. Oh man. Yeah. Trinity is banned. Sounds like an ISPO to me. Oh man. You son of a. Yeah, so we talk about CIA, huh? Right. Everybody I know. Everybody's like, well, wait a minute. Stick and take it. Smells like pralines and Richards. Oh man. That's funny. Oh man. Shoot it from the cell block, yo. Apex Comics, thank you so much for being here. Says my tax are going to great comics. The aroma of 70s comics. Yeah. Yep. Oh man, Behind Bars with Myrtle needs to be a series. It does. All right, guys. So I want to move on into some other books that came out this week as well. Now, this series right here. Let me see here. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, sorry. Right here, just came out. This is on Vault Comics, part of their Nightfall line. The last book you'll ever read. I got that cover. Got this one right here as well. Now, this book is. I thought this book was very good. Definitely got some vibes. It kind of reminded me of like In the Mouth of Madness, kind of that whole feel to it, where you got this writer who ends up writing this book that people are reading and end up kind of, it's supposedly influencing them to act out violently. And that's kind of what you got going on here, is this kind of story coming to life. And you see people going to, like, you see somebody going to her comic book signing, and they end up like freaking out, man. They, you know, like they go crazy and everything on her. And so, like I said, it really reminds me of in the mouth of madness. Now I gotta show you guys. They've got these. Let me see how well I can do this. Let me see how well I can do this. I've got to put. Let's see. I'm gonna have to use these right. Oh man, dang! I'm gonna have to use these right here, guys. I'm gonna have to use these right here to show you, or kind of show you, these variant covers that they have of this book. All right, I should have that one. I should have that one pretty good. That one should be pretty good. And I don't know if this next one's that bad, but here, let's go ahead and add another one anyway. We're gonna add another one anyway. It'll be all right, guys. It'll be all right. All right. I'm gonna do this. If it was in a video, it'd be easier for me to do. And I mean, because like when it comes to the art stuff, they're not really worried about this necessarily. It's just cartoon boobies for the most part. But here we've got these variant covers of these are the black bag variants of that's the devil there. These black bag variants of the last, you know, I think that pretty much, that's pretty, you can tell what's going on there. And then got this one right here as well of now I know this one here, this one right here, the one with the devil on it. This one right here is oh gosh, who was it that did this cover? This was Corin Howell. I can't remember who did this other cover right here as well, but they've been kind of doing some of these black bag variants for a lot of their books lately, and these are the two smut covers they come up with. Been checking these out, see what just see what they're doing with these. Pretty good series though, I gotta say. I got these 4 covers. I know there's another cover of this series out there. I want to see. I'm probably gonna check my other LCS to see if they have it as well. But I thought this issue number 1 of the last book you'll ever read was absolutely great. I thought it was good. Definitely worth checking out. Like I said, it reminds me of In the Mouth of Madness. So if you're into that, like if you've ever seen that movie or anything like that, I mean, very Lovecraftian feel to it, right? Very much. Now the next book that I've got here is Barbaric. This is issue number 2. Oh, here, let me go ahead and get those out of the way. This is Barbaric, issue number 2. Now, I've read the first 3 issues of this series, and I gotta tell you, man, this series is great. I really do enjoy Barbaric. It's great. It's written by Michael Morisi. And the art in here was it Nathan Gooden doing the art in here. Addison Duke doing the colors, and the hardworking Jim Campbell on letters. You can see some of the art in this book. I like Nathan Gooden's art. I love Michael Morisi's writing. Together, it's really great. You got Addison Duke in here doing the colors, Jim Campbell doing the letters. This book is absolutely great. It's kind of like Conan. Right? It's kind of like Conan, but like imagine if Conan could only do good, right? But like Conan really only did good anyway, right? But he can't do anything like, I guess you could say, I don't know, maybe somewhat morally bad, but he's got this axe, and this axe can talk, and it's got a personality, and he's bloodthirsty. He loves getting into battle, and he just goes absolutely bonkers when it comes time to battle and kill bad guys. He gets bloodthirsty, and he gets basically drunk off of all the bloodshed. And you can see just right here, just in some of the art we had, it's absolutely great. Here, let me see if I can adjust that a little better. There we go. You can see a little bit more. The axe here, dude, hilarious stuff here with some of the commentary and just a lot of the things going on here throughout this series. Now we kind of get introduced here to one of our main characters here that we got introduced to in the first issue. This witch, or a necromancer, as we learn, by the name of, oh man, why did I forget her name all of a sudden? It should say here. Oh man, Soren. We get a little bit of her backstory and how she learned about her skills and how it kind of her magic or her necromancy and how it kind of ruined her childhood and how it like pretty much some messed up shit happened, and all the people there in their village where they were living wanted to kill her, and even her mother was like, "Hey man, this bitch is a witch," and they go to fucking kill her, and she ends up getting away. But I'm telling you, the series is hilarious. It's absolutely great. The talking axe in here, fucking just, it's funny stuff, man. Michael Morisi, a very good writer out there. I've been a fan of his for a couple years now, since I first read his books, man. I've really enjoyed what he's been a lot of the books he's been putting out. And then they actually had this cover as well. This was a black bag variant as well of one of our main character here, Soren, the necromancer here. But again, this is another one, issue number 2 right here. I believe they put this into a second print already, but you might be able to find this at your local comic book shop still as well. Definitely a recommend. Vault Comics puts out a lot of great titles, like what they do. Again, Michael Morisi, very good writer, and like I said, a lot of the folks over at Vault Comics, when they're doing the books that they're doing, like whatever niche or whatever this book is supposed to be about, they're definitely good at doing that. They don't do any of the false advertising or anything like that some of these other books out there do. A lot of the times, well, another good thing about that is, like I said, you know, you get some of that false advertising on the covers of a lot of books. They don't do that. They tell you exactly what the book is about. You can see, like this one right here, Shadow Service, got it right there. One of the things they do, bam, on the back of the book. Look at that. See right here? It's got a description of what's in the book. So you don't have to guess. Like one of them they have called Hollow Heart. It'll tell you right there on the back, like on I think it was issue number 1. It says it's like a queer robot love story. And if you're not into that, you wouldn't buy it, right? Because you're not into that. I read it. It was a pretty good series. I think I read the first 2 issues. Not bad. Not bad if it's, you know, if you're into all that. And it wasn't like there's doing stuff all like crazy and heavy-handed in there with some sort of agenda. It's just that's what's in the book. So it's nice. Like I said, Vault Comics, what they do, they know how to do all of this stuff right. And I got much kudos out to them for everything that they do. Now, Shadow Service is a book that I knew what it was when it came out. It was a story about these magicians, right? The MI666, the Shadow Service. And I'm not really into the magic and all that stuff, but this is great because the one thing it has in it is a lot of body horror type stuff. I freaking love it. I freaking love this book. Kevin Scott is the writer. Corin Howell is the artist. Triona Farrell is the colorist. And World Design is the letterer. Now, Kevin Scott has been writing... Has he been writing some Star Wars series lately? I think he's been writing some Star Wars series lately. But this one right here has been pretty good following throughout this series. The art in this book I like. If you're into like magic and body horror, definitely a good book. Like you combine the two together, like I can deal with that. I can deal with this body horror here along with the magic. I can put up with the magic for the body horror. a lot of the stuff that we're getting here. Now, the only thing I've kind of noticed is maybe I need to go back and read some of the previous, you can see like in this shot right here, some of the previous issues was like, in this issue I noticed particularly where it stood out were inconsistencies in the art were a lot of times, like sometimes it's like really good and like just kind of like it looks like the series it has throughout the series, then other parts where it like looks more like it looks more rushed. It looks more rushed. So I don't know. I don't know. But altogether, like I said, I've enjoyed this series a lot for what it is. The magic, the body horror, very good series. Definitely worth checking out. And I've been picking up all these Rebecca Isaacs variants. I like Rebecca Isaacs' art. Very good artist, and she does a lot of these. She's been doing all these alternate covers here for Shadow Service. Now, this is issue number 10 of Shadow Service, and this is the last issue of this particular, this first arc, if you will, because it looks like it's the end, but they're going to be continuing later in another series sometime in the near future. Now, the next one we got here is Money Shot on Vault Comics as well. This is issue number 13. This one's written by Tim Seeley and Sarah Beatty. This one, it's got art by Carol Lee. What is it? Carol Lee Lane, I believe. And it's got art by, or colors by Kurt Michael Russell. And it's lettered by Crank. But let's see the names right here. Carol Lee Lane. Hey, I was right. Carol Lee Lane is the artist. Now, the artist I was just talking about a minute ago, Rebecca Isaacs, actually did the art in the first 2 volumes of this series, the first 10 issues of this series. Really enjoy the art. Now, Carol Lee Lane's is a little more cartoony, a little more silly, which I think lends itself well to this series because that's kind of what it is it's kind of a little silly and a little wacky with all of the different stuff that they're doing in this series, as you can see, where you got these doctors who basically had to start crowdfunding their science projects into by going into space and having sex with aliens and broadcasting it on in live streams. I don't know. It's been crude. It's been funny, but then they've also been doing some of these nudie variants as well. Some of these black bag variants. If you need, guys, wrong one. I'll cover the boobies if you want to say the boobies. It's okay. But it's all cool. Like, I've had the boobies and, other things and everything. It's like, YouTube looked at them and approved them when I uploaded the videos. And like, oh, okay. They didn't even have to mark it 18. They didn't even have to mark it 18. But I know that some people, not everybody, wants to, see all that. All good. Oh, man, what happened there? Wrong thing shifted. Come on. Come on, man. There we go. There we go. There we go. But, yeah. Altogether, this series is silly. It's crazy. I mean, it's not going to be for everybody if you're not wanting to read about, these, the triple explorers going out into space and having sex with aliens. Oh my God. It's like Star Trek. It's kind of like It's like Star Trek. It's like Star Trek. That's what it is. It's just Star Trek. It's just repackaged Star Trek. That's what it is. But anyway, yeah, you can guess what it's about. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Altogether, though, very good stuff, guys. A lot of good books this week. I've really enjoyed a lot of these overall, man. Overall, I've really enjoyed a lot of these series. Okay, so let's get back into the live chats and see what everybody is saying. All right. Oh man, the FBI is cool, but the CIA is nah, neither one of them. They're both bad. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, yeah, they're super cool. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. I have mined a few bits of Myrtle. Absolutely. Yeah. Air Spider 23, thank you so much for being here. I think I said hi a minute ago. Can't remember. Okay, Trinity, how can I crop you out of the video for 2 minutes? What? Can I crop you out of the video? What happened? What do you mean? What? I like the kinky virgin devil variant. Yeah. It's pretty good. Like that one was done by, I believe that one was the Corn Howl cover. Yeah, pretty good stuff. The devil is more than the details on that cover. Yeah, the devil's in the details, Bev. Devil's in the details, Bev. Oh man. Great comics with no agendas. Yeah, well, and the thing is, like I said, a lot of the books they put out, man, they tell you what's going to be in them. So there's really there's no guessing. You know what I mean? And like I said, even when they do some of the books that they have, like with all that stuff, it's not like they're the ones that I've read, which I've read a lot of Vault comic books. They're not like all heavy-handed in there, and just like it's just the characters are this, the characters are that, and that's pretty much about it. You know, it's pretty much about it. They mostly, for the most part, rely on storytelling, right? Hey, oh man, but yeah. You like body horror? I will show you a picture of my. Oh man, Reaper man, that's funny. That's funny. New trailer of Shang-Chi is out. All right. I have to check that out. And I have to check that out here in a little while. Still waiting on Nerd Therapy. You know what? We just did one, Eric Heine. We just did one the other day. It's going to be coming out soon. We'll get together soon. The one that happened recently was just something that kind of came about really quick. But we'll get together. We will, Eric. We're going to learn how to draw. There you go. There you go. All right. But anyway, guys, that's all I've got for my comic books this week. Like I said earlier, let me know down in the comments below what's on your comic book pull list this week, guys. There is a lot of books that came out this week. A ton of books at my LCS yesterday. We were doing the pull list, getting everything bagged and boarded, and I'm telling you, dude, it was crazy. There was so many books, and they don't even order a lot of the indie books. Some of the other indie books, like the little obscure ones, like the other LCS in town, they go for some more of those kind of things. But even just the ones Bases got in yesterday, man, there was tons of books coming out today, man. Tons of books. Lots of good stuff. Let's see. Nikki says, Shang-Chi, the trailer I had confused for the Snake Eyes trailer for 2 seconds. Oh, ouch. Right. You know what's funny, Nikki, is I thought the same thing when I was seeing the Snake Eyes trailers. I was like, and I didn't even watch the Snake Eyes trailers, but I just seen like thumbnails that were going up and everything. I'm like, is this Shang-Chi? Is this Shang-Chi? Oh man, that's harsh. All right, do I need to get on here and react? Do I need to get on here and react to this? Do I need to react to this thing? Is that what we got to do? Should I do a live reaction? Do I need to do a live reaction of Shang-Chi trailer? All right, let's do it. We'll do it. All right. Oh. All right. Got them rings. We was kings. Huh. Snake Eyes train. Oh, man. Funny. Alright. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like movies. You guys remember movies? And go watch Clerks 2. Just go watch Clerks 2. Shut your trap. I know you're probably sitting there going, fuck Kevin Smith. Yeah. Look, go watch Clerks 2. It's a great fucking movie. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it. And the slogan for movies, you know, the little fast food place there is "I'm eating it." It's funny, you know, because like McDonald's used to have that slogan "I'm loving it." It was like "I'm eating it," and that's kind of what this trailer seems like, you know, and what's going on with the movie is. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, we're this. It's the same thing. We're already no. Hey, if that my. Okay, never mind. Somebody like the Chinese, not Japanese. I was gonna say my wife's Japanese. Like my kids are half Japanese, man. Like, come on. I guess that doesn't mean that you can't be racist still, though, right? You still could be. You still could be. I'm on IG if you want to see more details. Apex, yeah. Taking place in the 70s. Yeah, that'd have been great. Not impressed, huh? It looks like streaming movie, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, look, you know, and here's one of the things. Maybe do we need to make this a thing? Do we need to make this a thing as our outro? Do we need to make this a thing as our outro? This would be like what we talk about as we end this show. Because I know that there is a lot of people out there. Oh, sorry guys, I want to get this thing moved out of the way. This camera thingy there. All right. One of the things a lot of people have been talking about lately, you know, a lot of people have been, you know, kind of saying this for a while, is like about the MCU going forward and its current state and everything like that. And, you know, how it hasn't been really good. Like, oh, phase 4? Not really, not phased. Not phased at all. The hype for it, you know, the quality, you know, just like that. Nikki being a butthead and saying that it looks like a streaming movie. I'm kidding. But the thing is I was thinking about this is, you know, like a lot of people are kind of like, Endgame was kind of it. Like, is it ever going to get better than that? Can it ever get better? Will it get better? Like, are we ever going to feel like we did during Endgame and Infinity War ever again? And the thing I've been kind of thinking is like, you know, like, and I think I replied this on what is it? What's that guy's old Tasky on Twitter? I think he goes you old nerd Tasky or something like that, or Tasky the nerd, or I can't remember. You know who I'm talking about if you're on Twitter. Don't act like you don't. But he tweeted out this thing about, I can't remember. Shit, I can't even remember what it was now, man. I'm gonna have to actually look at this so I can remember. No, not that. Not that. Come on, Boomer. Okay, there we go. Where is it? Okay. Martin Luther King, the Conqueror Jr. Oh man, okay, that's what he's going by now. But his handle is hashtag up to task. This guy right here. Anyway, he put out this tweet. He says, seeing lots of Marvel can't recover after Infinity Saga. He says, oh, you poor misguided souls. We ain't seen shit yet. And here's what my reply was. They leveled up. Now they have to build up to level up again. And that's kind of what it is. Like, I get people who are kind of turned off or are not as into it or anything like that. Look, I'll be quite honest with you. The kind of the lull we had last year and just going into everything, like the way it is like right now. And I know everyone could easily look at the 3 shows that we've gotten so far. Loki was pretty good, but if you ask me, I think they're all okay. Like, I liked WandaVision. I thought it was good. Falcon and Winter Soldier, it was a decent series. Was it anything great? I mean, I haven't been jumping to rewatch it. I've rewatched WandaVision. And Loki, pretty good series. You know what? I'm more likely to go rewatch WandaVision than Loki even. And I've watched all of those episodes several times already. Believe me. But, because I just think WandaVision was so fun. Like the first few episodes and then everything that it got into, were like, I don't know. I thought it was very good, just like kind of throughout for me. Falcon Winter Soldier, it was okay. Like, I wanted more from it, and we know how much that show was hurt by over the last year, like the pandemic and some of the script changes and stuff that supposedly happened that we're all pretty sure happened. And then Loki series, probably the least affected of them all. I thought it was pretty good. It had like some good stuff in it, but like obviously the best was that last episode and maybe the episode before it, just like some of the better stuff in it. Altogether, I mean, it wasn't a great start, especially, considering even Black Widow. And believe me, I thought Black Widow is a good movie. Is it the best? No, it works more as a better MCU, like one of those phase 1, phase 2 movies. But it works better as an action movie than an MCU movie. It doesn't have that same MCU feel to it, not even the ground level feel. But it just hasn't been. And let's not forget, Far From Home is part of it too. Shit, what Kevin Feige says. Kevin Feige says a lot, doesn't he? It's phase 4. But it hasn't been a really great kickoff to the new phase going forward. And, by a lot, many people would say that. Many people would say it's just been a lackluster start, okay? But I also feel at the same time that they do kind of have to, they've got new characters they've got to bring in. They've got to rebuild the hype back up to something else once again. Once again, getting ready to come up in the MCU. They got to rebuild that. They've got to rebuild that magic. And they've got to do it with new characters. We can see Iron Man's not there. Tony Stark is dead. Or is he? I've got theories on that. Black Widow is dead. Or is she? I've got theories on that. Captain Marvel is dead. They didn't even acknowledge him in the MCU, but the next movie is called The Marvels, so, or is he? Captain America is an old fart, and he's the president now. So he's not coming back. Or is he? See, the thing is, they've got to rebuild. They're kind of back at square one in a way, and except for the fact that they now have the audience and people who are invested within these franchises. Now, the thing is they're kind of starting back at square one because they're having to start over with new characters and introduce new characters and bring them in good and interesting ways, and they've got to do it good. And they're obviously not trying to do it through the traditional format of origin films, that's where we're getting these series that are going to introduce us to these characters. Moon Knight getting his own series. Ms. Marvel getting ready to get her series. Hawkeye. Let's not act like we don't know that Hawkeye is going to be bringing in a new character, a new Hawkeye. So, they've got to start bringing in all of these new characters that we know we're getting in the MCU, right? They're going to have to start doing that somehow, and like it's going to be like they've got a hard road ahead of them because a lot of people feel this way, like they want that hype level, but that level of hype isn't going to be there until they build back up to it again. So they're essentially back at square one. We're essentially back at phase 1, only now you've got a larger audience, right? Maybe you've got bigger budgets and more toys in the toy chest to play with now. But regardless of anything, they still have to build all that hype back up after they literally just killed it. Some would say. I would say hashtag the Stark sham, and that Tony Stark is a sham. But that's how some people feel. But that's just what I think. I think they've got to build back up to that. I think it's going to be, I think they've got their work cut out for them. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Let's see. Nikki, every movie looking like a streaming movie now. Yeah, I mean, that's true though. And I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, I want to know, is that a good thing or a bad thing that everything's starting to look like a streaming movie now? Like that, I mean, is that to say that streaming movies are stepping up? Or is it to say that the movie, the the big movie theater ones are going down. The non-streaming ones. Yeah. Reefer Man, smoking it, old roaches. That's it. Oh man, that's what happens when they ain't making movie theater money. Ooh, that's true. That's true. That's true. Nikki dropping truth bombs in the chat. Damn. Hair Spider 23 says I pay moves. Kevin Smith $10 a month. I'll say F him only when he skims me on a weed session. Nice. But I'm hyped for the movie, says Kendall Davis. Absolutely. It can get much better than oh yeah, it can get way better than Endgame. It can. It can. It can. It can. Like Phase 4, you people are spoiled. Not everything is Endgame. Absolutely. Endgame was a tickle and broke all the records. Yeah. I liked Endgame. I thought it was good. Like I like it. I think I like Infinity War a little bit more, but I like Endgame too. I mean, it's good. Yeah. Chizurani actor for Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is Bruce Lee with long hair and a red gi. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I know what you're saying, man. Like, I mean, maybe I've never seen the guy in movies before, but he didn't seem to be very. He's got that Cavill thing. He's got that Henry Cavill thing where he looks like he's a pretty good actor, but he don't seem very charismatic. You don't have charisma, right? Yeah. And I think that's important, man. I think having that thing on screen is very important. You know? Started rewatching WandaVision last night. Yeah. Reefer Man says Phase 4 is over. Oh, man. All right. Phase 4 is okay. They said, it's okay with me. All right. Apex is good shows and series should be good enough to watch again. Yeah, absolutely. And like I'll watch Falcon and Winter Soldier again, but like, you know, like during like when all these shows aired, I watched all of them several times over anyway. And like, okay, like I'll go back and watch them for, you know, just to have fun, you know, put them on in the background and whatnot. And definitely WandaVision is one I've already gone back to and rewatched. Some of the episodes so far, you know, been just kind of rewatching them. Phase 4 is one over again with more footing. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Absolutely. With the added perk of Disney Plus for world building. Absolutely. Well, and I think that's where they're going to be doing introducing the new characters, so they don't have to do all the origin stories in the series. Yeah. Fact. Phase 1 was a little weak too, though. Yeah. And like Phase 1, like I really say even Phase 2, like both of those phases, like each movie was kind of like they didn't know they were going to get to do the next one. They were still building that up. Like Iron Man 1, the thing with Nick Fury, they had no clue they were like that was done like in the hopes that they were going to get to do the next movie. I guarantee you there's no guarantees. Yeah. But that was the thing, or maybe they had the guarantee of that second movie, but not a third. You know, I think that's what was kind of important during that first phase was that. And honestly, at this point, the way everything is, I don't think they're guaranteed it now anyway, or at least they're guaranteed the next series, but they aren't guaranteed that people are going to be engaged and enjoying the content that they are getting. The content they're getting, the films and shows that they're wanting and they're salivating for, that they want to meet their expectations. You can still see people crying about boners out there on the internet. You still got to bring some people around. One good series ain't going to do it. Got to build it back up. Yeah. That's why I'm saying Kendall Davis, Iron Man was great, but then it felt like a catch-up for MCU fans that didn't have that background knowledge. Yeah, absolutely. Lucas Texvenger, my man, what is up? I don't think you're wrong at all. This will be a slow build to another mega blockbuster. Yeah, and I think it's something actually that they're going to be talking about today over on the Den of Nerds. They're going to have Rob Jefferson on over there from Comics Explained. But I think that's one of the things that he's really been theorizing about is going into Secret Wars. leading into Secret Wars, and I think that could be the next big event movie out there. However, we're gonna have time to build there. They're not just gonna do it as the next, like Avengers film. You know what I mean? The next Avengers film will be something smaller, but bigger at the same time. Like, it won't be Endgame level. Like, that's going to be the Secret Wars, right? That would be the next, like, Infinity War Endgame thing. The next, like, Avengers level movie, I think, is going to be something different. I definitely think we're going to be getting Civil War 2. I've been theorizing that for a while, but Civil War 2 would still kind of go along with Secret Empire, would it not? It all kind of happened around the same time. And then if you think about, if we go back once again to the assault on Pleasant Hill, we're talking about reality warping, things shifting, things being different, heroes going at it, fighting each other, at each other's throats. I have a feeling that that's what's getting ready to go on. I have a feeling it's getting ready to go on, but I don't think it's going to be a while. It's going to be a build until we get there. It's going to be a while. I don't think it's going to Secret Wars. I don't think it's going to be this next phase. I don't think it's going to be even at the end of phase 5. It's probably like a phase 6 thing. Like, we're talking probably like another, I don't know. Is it going to take another 10 years? I doubt it'll take another 10 years, but I bet we're looking at least another good 8 years before we get there. You think? You think it'll be 8 years before we get to Secret Wars? I mean, if you think about it, they've got a lot. I mean, they've laid groundwork for some stuff, but they've got a long road ahead of them to get there. Long road ahead of them to get there. Check your Myrtle bit, guys. Exclamation. Oh, I took it down. Exclamation Myrtle bit. Put it down in the chats. See how much Myrtle bit you have acquired. I think you're wrong on all this. Let's see. Infinity War is definitely better. Yeah. Definitely. I can watch Endgame without Infinity War first, but if I watch Infinity War, I need to go into Endgame to finish the job, right? You need that ending. That's yeah. I can watch the last hour of Endgame without watching the first 2 hours. Right. I think Kendall Davis is just saying that he's a misogynist and he hates Captain Marvel. Oh man. Airstride23 says the end of Loki just felt like Secret Wars was on the way someday. Yeah, certainly. Well, like for me, like yeah. The end of Loki to me just seemed exactly like, and I went over it. Weren't you here, Air Spider, on the streams when I was going over West Coast Avengers 60, 61, and 62? All 3 of those issues reminded me exactly of the Loki series. I mean, and actually, it would tie together WandaVision and Loki together. And like, I'm sitting there reading the book, and I'm like, this is it. Like this is what we're getting. This is it. Oh man. But yeah, it definitely feels like it's on the way. Definitely. But I don't think they're just gonna snap their fingers and it's gonna be at the end of this next phase. Certainly not. Shiva the Wise, my man, what is up? Happy hump day to you. Hope you're doing well. Kendall Davis says, I just hope I'm alive to see it. It's coming, man. You'll be there. Don't even trip. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Guys, here, check this out. Go. You're going to have to do this. I'm putting this in there. Right there. I'll drop this link in here. Guys, go check out Den of Nerds Live this morning. They're finally going to have somebody good on the channel who knows their comic books, not some fucking hack who talks about comic books. we're gonna have the man, Rob Jefferson, on there. You know you want to see what Rob Jefferson has to say. You know you want to see him chop it up a little bit. But Josh, make sure you go check it out, guys. Make sure you go check it out. I'm getting ready to be there. They should be starting here in the next few minutes. So make sure you go check it out, guys. But that's all we've got for today's video. Thank you all so much for being here. Make sure you check your Myrtle bit down in the chat. You know what? Maybe we should just do it. Maybe we just need to do that before. Maybe we just need to do. Oh, what? There we go. Maybe we just need to do this. Maybe we just need to do this. What? Oh man. Aggressively relaxed says, I'm good. What? Oh, well, if aliens come before Secret Wars, then we screwed. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. There's our top people with Myrtle bit, guys. Check it out. Check it out. I can't. They're one guess of the day. I can't stand to watch. What's that? Oh, which one? Which one? Oh, yeah. Shane Treater just dropped. Yeah, did you already watch? Dude, we reacted to it earlier, Sheev. Where were you? We reacted to it. We reacted to it. It was great. I reacted to it, and Nikki was oh man, stop talking to that. Oh dang, Kendall. I got. Oh man. Yeah, you're almost there, Mike. You're almost there. Oh, Kendall, you got me dying right now. You got me dying. You got me like peeking. Oh man. I'm dying right now. But anyway, guys, you all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week. Go check out some local or some comic book shops at your local comic book shop. And make sure, if you'd like to, if you're here hanging out in the live stream, make sure you tell your friends, tell them to come hang out. Because we're going to be doing some giveaways here. You got to get your Myrtle bit. You got to be hanging out here with all of these great people in the live chats during these shows to acquire your Myrtle bit. And, you can lurk with them. But if you interact and talk with all of these great folks, you also acquire just a little bit more. You all have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.